Do you think you know how an indexed annuity works? Well, by the end of this video, I will make sure that you have all the facts so that you know exactly how an indexed annuity works before signing on that dotted line. I'm Michael Malone, and for the best annuity information and advice, be sure to subscribe to my channel here, and then also be sure to click on that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Now first, in regards to an indexed annuity, you're going to fund an indexed annuity the same way you really would any other type of investment, whether that be maybe stocks or mutual funds or bonds or whatever the case may be. You really have two different ways to fund an indexed annuity. One would be as a one-time investment, what's called a lump sum. So perhaps you've saved up X number of dollars that you want to invest into an indexed annuity, and you would simply, as a one-time lump sum, invest that amount into the annuity and then let the annuity go from there. The other way to fund an annuity, and an indexed annuity in particular, is to fund it with many payments over time. You may have a game plan where you want to fund that indexed annuity maybe with monthly funding or annual funding or whatever the case may be. So you're really going to fund an indexed annuity, again, the same way you would fund a lot of other types of investments, either with a one-time investment up front or maybe with potential multiple investments over X number of years. Now, the second thing you want to know about an indexed annuity is that the funds that you put inside of the indexed annuity are going to grow and are tied to an index, say, like the S&P 500 as an example. So the funds that you have inside that indexed annuity are going to be tied to a certain index. So if we use the S&P 500 as an example, as an index example, the funds that are inside the annuity prior to us turning on that guaranteed retirement income are going to fluctuate with what the S&P 500 does in that example, if that's the index that the annuity is tied to. So if in that example the S&P 500 were to go up 1 year, the funds inside of that indexed annuity would go up at the same rate. If on that particular year the S&P 500 as the index in this example were to go down that year, then the funds inside of the indexed annuity would go down at the same rate as the S&P 500. So an indexed annuity, the funds that we've funded the annuity with, whether it was that one-time payment or the multiple investments over time, are going to fluctuate with the index that the annuity is tied to. The index goes up, the funds inside the annuity go up. The index goes down, the funds inside of the annuity go down. So it's going to be tied to an index as far as how those funds perform prior to you taking that guaranteed retirement income. Now, when you do become ready to turn on that guaranteed retirement income in the indexed annuity, you want to know that typically, and again, it's going to vary a little bit from annuity to annuity, so you do want to make sure you kind of dig into the details as to how the particular annuity that you're looking at works. But typically in an indexed annuity, when you're ready to turn on that guaranteed retirement income, that guaranteed retirement income is going to be there for you for the rest of your life. So if we're turning on that guaranteed income today, we know that that guaranteed retirement income is going to start coming to us today, and it's going to come to you for the rest of your life, through the rest of your retirement. And by the way, if you'd like to have an annuity designed uniquely for you, specifically around guaranteed retirement income, do feel free to click on the link down below to apply to become my client. And I also would recommend that after you're done viewing this video, check out the other video I created called Who Gets an Annuity? In that video, you're going to learn more about who an annuity may be appropriate for, and maybe learn a little bit more as to whether an annuity is an appropriate tool for you. And I'll include that link for you in the description down below. Now, in the indexed annuity, you want to know that once you turn on that guaranteed retirement income for life, that income is going to vary. Maybe you've decided to take monthly payments. Maybe you've decided to take quarterly or annual payments. Those payments, those income payments that are coming into you from the annuity are going to vary, again, according to the index that the annuity is tied to. So remember, we talked indexed annuity. that annuity is going to be tied to some type of an index. And the example I used earlier was the S&P 500. So once you're once you've decided to turn on that guaranteed retirement income for the rest of your life, those payments are going to fluctuate. If the index goes up a particular year, your payment may be larger that year. If the index, again, say maybe the S&P 500 were to have happened to have gone down that year, then your payments are going to go down according to that index. So the index goes up 3%, your income payments would go up 3%. The index goes down 3%, your income payments to you may go down 3%. So again, the income that you're receiving from the indexed annuity, once you turn that on, is going to vary typically according to the index that the annuity is tied to. So in really understanding how the annuity works, we really just need to look at the name of the annuity, indexed annuity. That tells us that that annuity is tied to a certain index. And whatever index it's tied to, and again, like I said, the S&P 500, which is part of the stock market, if that annuity is tied to the S&P 500 index, we know that the funds inside of the annuity, as we're waiting to turn on that guaranteed retirement income, those funds are going to fluctuate according to how the index it's tied to does that particular year. And then once we get into taking that guaranteed retirement income, again, that indexed annuity's income is going to be tied to the particular index of that annuity. So that index, in my example, the S&P 500, the stock market, if the index goes up, our guaranteed income may be higher that year. If that index, and in this example again, the S&P 500 goes down, then our income that year would go down according to the index that the annuity is tied to. And once again, as I mentioned, if you'd like to have an annuity designed uniquely for yourself and specifically around guaranteed retirement income, do feel free to click on the link down below to apply to become my client. And also, if you've liked this video, please, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel here, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and I hope something good happens to you out there today.